Hello everybody, I'm back with another video, and this week instead of making a music video I'm going to take you on a little journey about how I ended up writing a musical and its performance in London. Let's get started. So if you follow me on social media or Facebook, Twitter or anything like that, you may have seen me talking every so often about something called Between Us, and a lot of you have been confused because you don't really have any idea what this is. It is in fact actually a musical that I've been writing with a friend of mine called Elizabeth Carter, who I've been on tour with for a while. My background is in musical theatre. I trained in musical theatre at the Brit School. I've been on tour with musicals in the UK for the last 5 years, so yeah, full-on musical theatre nerd here. So the show is called Between Us, and it's got a cast of one. It's a one-woman show, essentially, but 3 different characters kind of portrayed throughout the thing. And there's like various other people who come into it as well through other means. I kind of don't want to spoil it in a way, so I'll leave it vague. So the show has kind of been put together by a friend of mine called Elizabeth Carter. Some of you may know I've toured with her in shows like Dreamboats and Petticoats, and she's kind of the driving force behind this whole production. It's her show, really. It's her ideas and her stories. She wrote the script for the show as well, and she's also the main performer on stage throughout the entire piece, so she's got a lot to think about. So I'd known for a while that she was kind of working on a show, and I think I'd mentioned to her kind of offhand, oh, if you ever want any music for it or anything, just let me know. I'll be happy to help out if you want me. Then last year I released my EP, Regeneration, and she was very, very kind enough to download it and listen to it. And from what I gathered, really liked it, because then she came to one of my gigs after having listened to the EP, saw me play live, and then after the gig she kind of cornered me and said, I want you to write the music for this show. So then last year, by complete coincidence, we ended back on tour with each other again, and that meant we had an entire year of just writing songs and writing the script and putting this show together, basically. And in October last year, we kind of did a rehearsed reading for some friends and colleagues and stuff like that to kind of get some feedback on the show. We then spent like another 6 months, I guess, reworking the show, which leads us up to now, and amazingly, we're now doing a one-off production of it in London. So Elizabeth and her amazing contacts have managed to get us a one-off performance at the Mermaid Theatre in Blackfriars, which is in the middle of London. It's an amazing little theatre. I say little, it's not little at all. It seats about 600, but it's amazing that we're actually getting to put on our show in front of an audience in London. I mean, musicals, when they're being written, often spend years and years in development before anyone ever gets to see them. And for us, it's been completely the opposite. In the space of a year, we've kind of gone from having nothing to having a full show, which we're now presenting in London. It's mainly for an invited audience of producers and backers and sort of friends and supporters who we want to kind of see the show and hope that we get their support with taking it further in some way. I thought it would be fun to kind of take you behind the scenes on this adventure, because as I talk to you now, we've still got about a week before the performance. It's a week of very intense rehearsals, so yeah, let's get on with it. Let's stop chatting and get back to work. So my job for today is making some demos of all the songs in the show. So that's just a basic piano track of me playing and singing all of the songs, which Elizabeth can listen to, and then we can just make sure there's no differences between what I'm playing and what she's singing. And it's also something that I can send to my percussionist, Sheridan, who, if you've ever seen me play live, he's normally sat behind a drum kit playing for me. He's also the percussionist for this show, and so he'll be playing cajon and some cymbals and stuff like that, hopefully. So I'll send these tracks to him, and he'll get to listen to them beforehand so that he can practice without me being there. So that's my stage keyboard there. That's what I'll be using during the show as well and throughout all the rehearsals. So yeah, just running that into a little audio interface and then recording everything onto my laptop so I can sort of do a rough mix and then send off to everyone who needs to hear it. Let's get cracking!
Am I doing this right, or am I getting the whole thing wrong? I'm trying my best, I'm doing everything I can, so why is it taking so long? What is right, what is true? Why can't someone simply show me what to do? I need to get this now, I know exactly why. If you will, just show me how.
Rehearsals are now into full swing for Between Us. It's been a very busy day. We've been doing all the music for the show today, so essentially that meant we had everyone to do with the music in a room together. So that's me, Sheridan, who's the percussionist, and then of course Elizabeth, who is singing all the songs for the show. Before Elizabeth arrived, I had a little bit of time to work on stuff with Sheridan, so because he's playing cajon and cymbals.
Yeah. I think
In fact, you know how you're doing this? You're initially starting with the when you go to the ride. You're starting with this kind of fall to the floor thing, and then changing. Yeah. I think maybe leave that a couple of extra bars. Because I know you're doing it a bar later than you would normally do it. But now it sounds like you're coming in a bar early for the next section. So you know how we do. Are you really there? Show me that you care. It's exciting, it's terrifying, it's so brand new. I think do that. So so just take out the floor. It doesn't sound like you've gone to the bass drum on that too early. So cajon is basically like it's a weird little box basically that if you hit it in different places it sounds like different types of drums. So if you hit it in the centre, it sounds a bit like a bass drum. If you hit it sort of on the side with the palm of your hand, it sounds a little bit like a snare drum, which is quite handy because it sort of sounds a little bit like a drum kit, but it's a lot more portable and a lot more acoustic, which is really handy for this show and the feel of the style of it. So as well as having the cajon, he also brought a cymbal, which was just kind of to add a little bit of extra texture into it. And if we didn't want something as heavy as the cajon to play, he could do some sort of light rhythms and stuff on the cymbal as well. I think that's it for the day.
Sherry, thank you so much.
It's quite alright.
So that's a wrap on Sheridan.
That's a wrap.
Woo! Go Sheridan!
On the cajon and the cymbal. It's all starting to come together, isn't it?
It is! I'm so excited! 4 days to go.
So what yeah, is it literally 4 days now that
4
we've
days
got left?
to go.
That's worrying.
That is worrying. We're bonkers.
But we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
We are bonkers.
We got a whole day before we do a dress rehearsal, so that's gonna be alright, isn't it? Like that's plenty of time.
Yeah, I need to learn my lines so.
We thought having 2 weeks to learn a show was still be difficult. Let's just do it in 2 days.
Woo!
So the rest of the week we spent rehearsing where Elizabeth lives, and even though this is a one-woman show, there's still a lot of people working on it behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's funny. That was going to be my next note. I'd love
I think your one accent's fine.
Yeah? Okay. More real.
Yeah, just be real, babe. Just be real.
Say it, no acting allowed.
It's not enough.
Have you seen who's over there? That's that guy who's slipping, and he didn't speak to you for 2 months after.
Oh, it's embarrassing. Hi. Yeah, he'll be here in a minute.
What? He can't.
So the list is endless, right?
I'm not good enough.
And yeah, there's another guy you like for ages, but he's not.
It's a lovely sunny morning today, and I am currently on my way to the final day of rehearsals for Between Us after a very long week of intensive rehearsals. We did a proper dress rehearsal yesterday with all the music and all the sound cues and everything, and it went really, really well. Only a couple of little problems which we're going to look at this morning, and then we're going to do a couple more runs this afternoon. So let's get to it because I'm running a little bit late.
I have to go meet Vicky at the club tonight.
The cats will think you don't like them.
Ridiculous. I've explained why I can't go now. I need to get ready.
And there'll be more from ABP tomorrow with all the latest.
No, I'm sorry, I haven't got time. I know, I'm going out tonight. But, try one of the other girls. Yeah, sorry.
Catch me if you can.
Well, I wouldn't wear that. Your legs look fat in that. Everyone will just stare at your legs.
ladies' night out, always go with a dress and heels.
Little black dress all the way and some massive heels and...
So, today is the day. Show day. It's early in the morning. In terms of nerves, I'm not worried about what people will think of the show or whether they'll like the music or that. What I am worried about, what I do stress about, and what I do get nervous about is me mucking something up, so missing a cue, playing a song slightly too fast, or you know, mucking up a chord, something like that. Because those are the sorts of things that when adrenaline gets to you and you start doing a show, that stuff just kind of seeps in and it's inevitable. And yeah, I don't know, I guess I just like some more rehearsal really. The thing is, there's nothing more we could do. I mean, you know, the show is in really good shape. We all know what we're doing. The only thing that we could do is just keep running it for like another week so that we're all completely locked in with it. But we don't have the benefit of that, and we don't really need it. It would just be nice. I don't know how much I'm going to get to film today, because it's going to be a very, very busy day. I need to get going now, because I've got 15 minutes before I leave.
We're just backstage. We've kind of set everything up back here. So that's all our stuff back over there. I know you can't really hear me because they're sound checking on stage now. We're at a different show. But yeah, almost ready to go, almost time. Okay, so I'm into my show bike, so here we go. And so there we go, we managed to do it. We managed to put on a show, to put on a musical in a week, which is amazing. Obviously I couldn't take my camera on stage with me because I was a bit preoccupied with playing the piano, but you'll just have to take my word for it that it was a resounding success. We did get a standing ovation at the end though, which was pretty amazing. We did actually film the production as well, but I can't show you the footage from that yet, but I'm hoping that you'll get to see it sometime in the future, so fingers crossed for that. But yeah, it was a really good experience. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, this little behind the scenes video on what I get up to when I'm not making little cover videos for YouTube. If you have enjoyed this and would like to see more of it, then make sure you click that subscribe button that's just up there now. And you know, if you want to see some of those cover videos, then check those out now. We also have a GoFundMe page for the show where we're trying to raise money to take Between Us on a little UK tour. So if you'd like to help us with that goal, then here's another little link now which you can click, and if you feel like donating, that would be very much appreciated. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!